Back in bold, the series finale. It's been a long journey with Metaverse Hospitality. Tommy, you should have sponsored my team here in Europe. You know, we won the championship. It was
Congratulations.
amazing. I appreciate it, but it was amazing because the biggest YouTuber in Poland live streamed the event. And just imagine if we had the Metaverse ape on our helmet. I think it would have been really cool.
That would have been sweet. That would have been cool. Next year, you're going to run it back, right?
I don't know where I'll be, but next year when Metaverse is pumping, and you got to be on my helmet. I need it. I need the
Yeah,
support, but
that's when it'll make sense.
I'm a guest right now. I'm not a resident yet. I'm trying to be a resident, but tell me about this pre-launch, this launch, everything that's been going on. I want to talk about the struggles of creating a business in the Metaverse. Obviously, during this time, it's been crazy with crypto and NFTs, but I want to know, we haven't really spoke really for since the last time we recorded. What's all happened since the launch, and where is the future headed? So talk to me.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot has happened since the launch. The week before was NFT NYC. Had an awesome preparation before our launch. Was ready to go, and we kind of knew NFTs and the crypto scene was hitting that bear market as a whole as we were moving into launch, but we still wanted to make it happen. We were prepared. We've been working on this for over a year pretty much, and ready to launch. And even with the downturn in market, we launched. And you know for the circumstances, we were happy with the results. We definitely thought it would take a little bit less time to sell out and make our resident program popular. We did only have one resident at the moment that sold, so you can still go mint our NFTs. They're still available. It was just a tough time. We actually had 4,000 people sign up after deleting all the bots. So we thought traction was really, really good. And it was just a tough time to launch in this market. It doesn't change our plans for the future. We're still moving forward. We're going to keep the mint open for now. Maybe we close it and have another grand opening down the road once this bull market comes again. But for now, we're moving forward. We're going to continue with our plans as we've talked about. Our resident program will launch next month still. Our staking program will launch next month still. There's still going to be opportunities for our holders to enjoy this utility. Some things we may delay because of this market are the hotels grand opening. We do have the 3 hotels completely finished in 2 different metaverses, but there's not much traction in those metaverse right now. One of them, NFT Worlds, actually just got banned by Minecraft. So we have to pivot already. So there's delays and there's pivots, just like any real world business. But the ones that survive are the ones that find legitimate ways to pivot and be successful within those pivots. And that's kind of where we're at right now, making sure we provide those value back to our holders that we've promised. But we also obviously need more residents. We need to have our NFTs sell out. We need to have that traction once we open the hotels in the metaverse, so people enjoy these experiences. So lots of ways to move forward.
That's the key. I think any projects, especially relating to the NFT or the metaverse at this time, through all the crap that's been happening, if they can weather the storm, they will be the ones that come out on top. So that's why I'm happy that you're still metal to the pedal and you're going forward. And I think when the weather clears up, the people that didn't quit and throw in all their chips and say, I'm done with this bullshit, they're going to be out on top. So keep it rolling.
Exactly, man. And there has been so many people that have just left the space. Money is a driving factor in life, period. The money's not there right now. So people have left. It is what it is. It was expected from a lot of us. We did see it coming. Maybe not this hard. Maybe it'll get a little worse. Now we're in an official, technically, recession in the US right now. So, it's just tough market all around. But like you said, if you're still in the space, still showing that value to your community and moving forward, pivoting in the right direction as this, new world really evolves, then you're going to be just fine.
Exactly. I think the belief, now you get to see who really believes in this new age of the internet and the Web3 and whatnot. And you're going to see these kind of people step up and take over. But tell me, where is Metaverse hospitality at with the money, with the funding? Everything is going to go smooth sailing. Is there any, back behind the wall, this is the last shot, or are things going to be fine throughout this dead period?
I mean, we're ready to take on the dead period, without the NFT sales coming in. We obviously want revenue, so we're working on ways to create that revenue, while NFTs may be quiet. We have the consulting side, of course, that goes back into my background of strictly consulting with hotels, all over the world. But our focus right now is going to be Tampa. We're going to be starting doing events in Tampa. There's new hotels and restaurants popping up all over Tampa. We need to pivot and get that revenue coming in. And as traction evolves, as we move into the bull market, those NFTs will sell and sell and sell. So yeah, it's something that, we're prepared for. Obviously, it sucks we can't go all out like we wanted to without that NFT money that we were going to put right back, into our community, into our holders. But at the same time, we do have 11 plots of land already in the wallet, ready to be built on. We're ready to build with the community. I think the focus right now is building up that community. Getting those people that truly believe in Web3 and the evolution of hospitality within Web3 to be a part of our community. And from there, there's going to be so many opportunities within the other side, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club metaverse. And a few different other metaverses. We have land that we just haven't built on yet. We want to build up the community a little more and then go all in.
Tell me this, Tommy. The percentage of people in your space, the Web3, the NFT, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, what percentage have just left the scene?
I mean, it's tough to put a true number on it, but it's over 50% for sure. I mean, it's probably over 75%, to be honest. Everybody from influencers to projects as a whole, to collectors, they don't see the money anymore and they're out. That's, that, like you said, shows people's true colors and that they truly see potential in the space, or they're just here for the money. So right now, the people that are still involved are the people you want to connect with, the people you want to build with, so that's where we're at right now is, even this last Wednesday, we had an event in Tampa where the Web3 community showed up. We connected and we're, ready to build with each other. So I've touched on that in a few podcasts that it does matter to have those real life connections. And you really need to find those people within Web3 that see your vision in real life as well. Just talking over Twitter DMs is way different than meeting in person and seeing people's visions, face to face, really.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you told me to buy a Bored Ape yacht when it was about $4,000, I saw your energy, determination for not just the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but for the future of this space and whatnot. I thought you were crazy at the start, and now it's coming to the point again where people are thinking you're crazy again. But this time I'm betting all in because, like you said back then, I could have made a shit ton of money if I listened to you. But hey, let's get into this journey because we're going to wrap up this series. It's been 10, 11 part series.
I mean, it is crazy. Like you said, going back to those first episodes when Bored Apes were like literally under 5 ETH talking about how everyone should get on one. And you know what? Not one person listened that I told. So it is what it is, but we see where we're at now.
I want to talk about this journey though of creating a metaverse business. Talk me through the highs of it, the struggles of it, all the obstacles that lie in this new world, this new frontier, because you are a pioneer in this space right now. So tell me about this whole journey of creating a business in the metaverse.
I mean, first you got to educate yourself. That's the main thing. Is like you can't jump in this space and not have a clue what you're doing. So first I've been educating myself for way over a year now within the space, and people that say they've been in Web3 for 5-10 years are liars. It hasn't been around that long, really. You can be in a tech scene for a long time, and it does translate. But when it comes to NFTs, blockchain, Web3, the community behind everything, it's really the Bored Ape timeline that made it explode. So first off, the education, being upfront with that, it's not easy to learn about this new world. And to find the opportunities within it is tough on its own as well. So it's technically a struggle from the start, and that's why it's such a tough space to enter right now. And once it becomes a little bit easier to, create a wallet and jump in to a certain metaverse that you align yourself with because it's something you enjoy versus having the option of 10 metaverse that offer something different. So education first. Education, you got to jump in there. There's a big step curve for founders, for projects, for anybody in the space to be able to educate their clients, their community first. And from there, it's building a business that's just as tough it is in the real world. There was definitely a time, maybe a year ago, right about this point, where a bunch of shit projects were pumping, and a lot of people were in the space just to flip those shit projects real quick. And it's really not like that anymore. The only ones that are surviving are the ones that are truly providing value and truly have those built up communities that are going to last. So yeah, you have to put in the work to.
Hey, before you keep going, what projects are thriving in this market right now? I'm curious.
I would say Bored Apes, are doing really, really well. Everyone has dropped a little bit compared to what it was before, obviously. But there's a few ones that you can call them blue chips, is what the term is, they have staying power. So Bored Ape Yacht Club and everything associated with Yuga Labs has been doing pretty solid. The Mutants, The Other Side Land, Moonbirds, which is a Kevin Rose project. He's been in the tech scene for a long time. Actually had a few failed companies within Web 2. And he's succeeded really, really well within Web 3 right now. That's actually the one I sold half my ape coin for. Ended up being a pretty good move. But I do like Moonbirds as well. And then people like, Nike, who bought Artifact. Artifact is still making moves. They just announced their first, I have to look into it more, but it's like a physical digital forge. So you get to forge items and receive items in real life. And they have their own pod metaverse system as well. And then there are some metaverses that are pretty much staying at a certain floor. Sandbox, even though it hasn't opened yet, still has maybe a 2 or 3 floor for its lowest tier lands, which is pretty good. That's still a good amount of money for a piece of land that might not be near anything. My piece of land next to the Bored Ape Yacht Club is obviously worth a lot more because location does matter in the metaverse. But yeah, those projects that have legit teams, have legit community, they're still doing fine. Gutter Cat Gang, it's been here since the beginning. They're doing really well still. Have a solid floor.
What about everyone always bashes them, but what about Gary V? How is he? Is he still hyping up the metaverse and Web3? Is this stuff going good or not?
Oh yeah, V Friends. I mean, that's a blue chip as well. He's released his second series. He had VCon already. I don't know why Gary does get a lot of hate. I was someone before truly getting to know the guy that he's a little much, but he's simply passionate about what he does, and he knows what he's talking about. He's done the education to where he can bring in the community and be successful with it. He has a few different projects within Web3 now, and creating he's going to run the space for a long, long time coming. He's definitely a blue chip. He's got a few different collections, a few different price points, makes the entry point for anybody available there.
Okay, before we get back into the journey of creating the business, everything you went through in the past, year, 6 months, I'm really curious on your thoughts and what the community is thinking about when they say, okay, a recession happens, people are more worried about gas in their car, food in their mouth. They're not worried about logging on to some other world, metaverse. They want to make sure they survive in this world right now. So what are your opinions on that? If, the global recession really does happen? I mean, obviously I think we are in one right now. So is there a positive for the metaverse in a recession type environment? I mean, I can see it right now. Like, oh shit, I can't go bowling. I can't go watch a movie. It's too expensive. I'm going to go log on to metaverse and go talk to my friends on Discord. That's cheap. That's free, right? So this is what I ask you about. Okay, the recession is happening. Where does the metaverse play its role in it?
I think there's definitely two sides to it. When the pandemic hit at first, and that's kind of was the kickoff of this metaverse creation because everyone was online. But like you said, people, when the recession hits, don't want to be spending their money on NFTs, and don't want to involve their time in the space when they have to make money outside of work, outside of NFTs to pay for their gas. There's definitely struggles on both sides of it. But when things get crazy expensive just to enjoy bowling or a night out on town, people, can enjoy themselves online a little bit more. But at the same time, you see, like I said, these projects that are doing really, really well. People are out of the space, but they aren't putting those assets for sale because they still see the future down the line. The floor price, I guess, is what some people look at success. That doesn't define success of a project for sure. But some of these big projects, floor price, are staying put because people are leaving the space to find work or to enjoy themselves outside of NFT worlds because it's not too busy right now. But they're not selling their stuff. They're not putting things for sale at crazy prices to exit because they still see the potential in the future. And once the mainstreams get in to the space, and it'll just continue to rise for those projects that are putting in the work.
I saw something a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I messaged you about it. And obviously I was kind of giggling at it. And it was kind of interesting, though, because it related to 4chan culture, which I've had a lot of experience in the last 10 years. Is this YouTuber Philion, his name was. He did a whole expose about how the Bored Ape Yacht Club is influenced by the Nazis and everything they do is Nazi ideology and whatnot. I think you saw that, right? The Bored Ape Yacht Club responded to it. And this YouTuber is one of those guys that he's just he's a goofball. He'll attack anybody that's doing anything. He's like, he relates to the common person that sits on their ass, doesn't do nothing, and gets a lot of views. But their whole video was on the Bored Ape Yacht Club and all the Nazi stuff and whatnot. What do you think about that?
I looked into it a little bit, and I've seen all the controversy with Ryder Ripton right now, and all bullshit is how I look at it, to be honest. Like, if you want to pull out the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo and compare it to some Nazi logo from the past, it's bullshit. It looks the same as like Starbucks logo. Are you going to call Starbucks racist as well? And like, you can find little nitpicking things with any company technically and tie it back to something else when it's that small. It's just something that happens when people go big like that. People want to get attention to themselves and find any way to do it. And that's kind of how I see it. There's nothing to it. You guys actually suing Ryder and the people involved within all of that. Who knows if they'll win or not, but I think it proves a point that it's just bullshit. It's just people trying to get attention to themselves, and there's no really true claims behind it. Just
get views. Yeah, get views.
Exactly.
I understand that too. But I found it really interesting, the people behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club, their influence by 4chan, because 4chan has influenced a lot of different things. People don't understand that. Pepe the meme, Trump, the election of Trump, like behind the scenes, 4chan is like gotten their fangs into modern culture. And it's, speaking of the metaverse and Web3, about how a little internet community can make such a big difference in the real world, So that's what I was really fascinated with when I watched that video, not the whole Nazi thing, but about how the 4chan and these little sub cultures on the internet can make a huge impact on the world. Because, like you saw with Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, your shit went to $350,000 for, the JPEG, right? And you had Eminem and all these celebrities that own one, and they went to parties together, and it all kind of started from this internet little area, and it just spread, which is pretty neat.
Spread big time. Speaking of that, Eminem and Snoop Dogg about to win a video music award for their new music video with the Bored Apes. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's pretty sick. They got a full out video of just their Bored Apes performing their new song together. That was actually what was released at the Ape Fest in New York City the last night. So it was pretty cool to see them on stage releasing their new video and whatnot, and getting the mainstream music videos out there with the Bored Apes. So, still making moves every day. Like, it's something that it's in a down market, but at the same time, like, Ape Fest was an amazing time. The other side had their first launch a couple weekends ago now, and it was super, super successful for being a test run. There's so many things to look forward in this space with a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes.
Totally. Okay, so hey, let's get back to that journey. So just take me through saying, okay, I'm going to go create a business in the metaverse. Like you said, it has just as many problems as in the real world with creating a business, but I would assume more because it's the wild, wild west. There's no like set business outline, business plan that you need to follow. Like it's literally like you're a pioneer back in the day going out west and saying, I'm going to go find gold. So let's get back into this thing. You said you wanted to start a business. You said, hey, I've been in hotels. I'm going to create the first hotels in the metaverse. Take me through this whole process, the ups and downs, everything.
Yeah, I mean, it was lots of ups and downs from the beginning. I think the first one you hit is building out your team. Finding ways to build out your company and find the right people to join it. Everyone from your devs to your social media managers. You need to find people that are truly believe in the space, believe in your company. Which is tough to sell people at the moment when not many people are here involved, especially within hospitality. So that was a big part of the start, finding the right team, finding the right people to build our hotels, finding the right people to put out the contracts of the NFTs. First off, it's people you have to trust, and it's people that have to know what they're doing. And both of those things are tough to find in this space. A lot of people, first off, they might call themselves a dev, but they've just been studying YouTube videos for, half a year, So at the same time, you can be a really, really advanced dev, but your max time you've been working in the space is probably a couple of years, because it hasn't been a thing for that long. So experience is tough to find and people know what they're doing. You might find a great dev that doesn't have any past work you can look at. So there's things like that when building a company that you really don't see in other industries, especially hospitality. If I'm going to hire, a beverage director at a hotel, he better have some experience within beverage before. But, building the team out here, they might not have that true experience within Web3, but that you can find things that translate, and as long as they have the passion and as long as you can trust them, you can go from there. And from there, it's pretty much executing a launch, for these NFT companies that are launching their NFTs to kind of build out the financial side of the company. That's an important factor of it. But at the same time, you got to prepare like we were to not sell out at first. A lot of companies don't sell out at first. The ones you hear about, obviously, are the ones that go crazy, and some may be pump and dumps and some may be long term, but you have to have a plan to maybe not sell out first. That's why I wanted to have all of our hotels complete. We have the 3 hotels finished already, because what if we don't sell out? Then we wouldn't have the money to build it. So I wanted to make sure we had that done, the money ready to go first off, so we can have value that we're going to give back to our holders now, no matter what money is coming in. But at the same time, you have to prepare to keep pushing that marketing term to get people's interested in your NFTs. So there's so many different aspects to it, from the fundraising side to the building out the company, to offering value back to the community that really aren't a part of a normal business operation. So you have to.
What would you do different?
Looking back at the launch, or what exactly?
The whole process, the last year, what would you have done different to create Metaverse Hospitality?
I'm not really one that likes to look back at it like that. I'm happy with where we're at. I'm not going to say I'm going to have to do anything different, because things play out how they should have. Maybe we did sell out the first day and shit hit the fan and we weren't ready for the sellout. Maybe that could have been, a tough launch technically. Right now we have, like I said, 1 resident that we can build on, and make sure we provide value back to our guests, while we make sure we have this resident program perfect. And it just happens to be a Bored Ape buddy I know, so we can kind of test it with him, to make sure we have everything in place before we have 82 residents, before we sell out. So yeah, I'm not one to look at how you could do it differently. It's how you can pivot moving forward, and how you can work things out moving forward that maybe didn't work out as well. Marketing is something that we probably could have done a little bit differently for sure. And we're going to pivot with that as well. Right now, though, it's just hard to get traction in this bear market. There's not much going on in this bear market. So marketing is definitely something we're going to get hit hard once the bull market comes about again, once people come into the space. I think that's the biggest area.
What happens if that bull market is 2 years from now?
We'll provide our value up until then.
Okay.
It depends on the main aspect is opening the hotels in the metaverse. I don't want that to be a disappointment. I don't want to open these hotels and there be nobody there. I don't want to open these hotels and there's games to play and there's one person playing the game, or we have one conference every month. I want to be ready to book out at least a few conferences every week, at least a wedding every weekend. And until we're in that mode, which may be a year or two from now, it might. It's tough to stay with this fucking recession hitting.
But I want everyone to know, and I want myself to know, that Tommy Farr is gonna last till the next bull market for sure. Metaverse hospitality.
Here.
Okay.
Look at our wallet. I mean, you can see the future from there. And you can look at my other wallets from there to see how long I've been in the space, how I see the future, and we've touched on that before. The new social media, the new Instagram will be looking at people's wallets. You can see, I do flip some, but I see the long term and holding on to valuable pieces that will be even more valuable or to myself or to our community in the long run. Look at the Metaverse Hospitality wallet and you see fucking 9 different plots ready to be built on. You see me jumping into the other side trips every time they offer it. I'm still handling the community every single day.
You better be, because I put you on my podcast 11, 12 times. So
exactly.
No, I think I fuck with you, Tommy. I'm asking these questions so the people that hear this, they keep having faith, and not necessarily Metaverse Hospitality, but the guy that runs it. It's you. They got to have faith in you, and that's what you've been doing. You've been putting your face out there. You've been doing the podcast, the tweeting, the spaces, and that's the key. Someone that's going to lead them through all this horseshit. You know what I mean? That's what a quarterback does. The same thing. That's why I relate to you, is that the big dog on top, they got to deal with all the crap, and you got to keep pushing and keep going, no matter how long it's going to take, as long as you believe in it.
Exactly. And that is part of the struggle too, is people always, giving you crap that makes you want to get out, not see the future, but you can't let that get to you. It's like they have a completely different mindset, which is okay. Let them have that mindset, but it's not mine. I'm the leader of this company for a reason, because I see what the future can be, and where we're going to be in that future. And I still show up to events, within the Web3 space on Twitter, to events within the Web3 space in real life. I'm making sure that I'm being involved in places I need to be involved, both for the future of Metaverse Hospitality, but the future of Web3 as a whole.
And that's what I want to get into next, is the people you have partnered with, as in Culture City. How is that relationship going? How is the people that are working for you right now? How are your guests, your resident? Are they jumping ship? Are people holding tight? Or what is the relationships looking like with Metaverse Hospitality?
Solid. We're in a place at the bear market where, I'm pleased with everything. We have still the same team members as we've had in the past. Everyone, I've been upfront with everyone is part-time, and they give me their all when I ask for their all, and that's all I can ask for at the moment. We do need to ramp up hiring for, things like opening of these hotels in the metaverse. We do need a gaming director. We do need a few more aspects of the company to truly take off. But at the same time, we're not going to do that in this bear market. I'm not going to be spending money to lose money. And unfortunately, that's where we're at right now. The relationships with Culture City are great, but at the same time, that is an aspect of our Metaverse hotel. This is literally a space in every single one of our Metaverse hotels that will be offered, as a sensory inclusive space. And that's finished, complete, ready to go. And we're going to add it to every other hotel moving forward. A great relationship that's always going to be there no matter what. From here, we need to build on our client relationships with hotels and restaurants. We're going to be focusing in Tampa first and moving out from there to all over. I think I've mentioned it before that I started out, earlier in this process of reaching out to my hotel and restaurant connects, contacts, however you want to put it, friends, and they're just kind of in the space of needing education first. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how does this make sense? And I'm here to explain it to them. I'm here to help them know what to expect for the future, but at the same time, they're not ready to bring it to their operations. That's where the small guys are at, and the big guys, Marriott, Hilton, they have their own operations in place where they have a team that's working on it daily. They're just not talking about it daily.
This is what I want to talk about next is being, like you said, reaching out to your contacts and they're like, are you crazy? What the hell are you talking about? Same with your family and your friends that said you should have sold your Bored Ape when it was $350,000. Same with creating a business in a metaverse that's not necessarily real right now. I want to know what it's like being putting your balls on the line the last year, trusting your gut, trusting your instincts, living bold. That's the main reason I want to do this series, because I respect what you do, that you're not afraid to put all your chips on the line. Tell me about that, how you've dealt with this whole being the boss of a company in the metaverse, putting all this money into NFTs, talking to all these people that think you're crazy. Give me the perspective, the mindset that you've had to weather the storm of risking, a lot of almost everything on this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't lie. I mean, I can't lie. Some days are tougher than not within the mindset perspective of like, my friends, my family, they believe in me, but they don't know what the fuck I'm doing. They don't really see where I see the future, but at the same time, what does keep me going, what does keep me moving forward is involving myself with the people that do. Like I said, this event in Tampa we just had Wednesday night was all people that believe in the future, all people that are part of companies already that are working in this space. Jumping on Twitter and jumping in Discord are all people that truly believe in it and all have your back. This Bored Ape Yacht Club is a true value to myself and my peers and my community, because they believe in you. They believe in everything you're doing and will support you. So sometimes it does suck not knowing that, some friends and family don't give a shit. They have no faith in the future of Web3, but they're going to let you do what you do and, just maybe not say much about it. Sometimes say some things about it that might not sit so well. But at the same time, everyone has a different mindset. No one really gives a shit what you're doing personally. So do do whatever you truly believe in and what you are happy with. I enjoy this space. I enjoy collecting myself. I enjoy building a company within this space that ties back to my passions, Web3 and hospitality. So it's nothing that I'm going to bow down from. I know I'm going to get shit here and there, but I don't care. Everyone's going to see where this will be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And they'll be like, okay, I get it. I see where you're going now. And gradually, even family, friends have gradually shown more respect as this year has progressed.
Every visionary is crazy until it happens. And the one thing I have to say too is, even if you strike out, you lose everything goes to shit, the stuff you learn from it, everything that you've gone through, what you've done in the past, you're going to be just fine. So it's better to go out guns blazing than be a little bitch, sit on the sidelines, cry. So that's why you have my respect. I appreciate that. A lot about you is that you're going to do it. You're going to live bold. That's the key. Live bold. This is why this whole series.
And that's how we first connected too, jumping over to Mexico.
You just randomly went to Mexico and met me. That was bold. I like that. Okay. Hey, so let's get on the positive note here. So what can me as a guest, I hope to be a resident. I want to buy one of these things. We need to talk. What can I expect as a guest and as a resident in the next couple of weeks, month, 2 months? Like, where's my benefits, my utility?
So the next step is where we're revamping our website by the end of August. And with that revamp, we'll have a staking contract ready to go, where you can stake your guest and your resident NFTs. for perks down the line. Just a little hint, it's going to be a long time for guests to get resident perks, but we might throw in some perks for, like, say a year for a guest being staked. You might get some resident perks in there. We're going to leave the perks kind of open at the moment for exactly what, your 30-day mark, your 60-day mark, your half a year mark, your year mark. Each stage of staking will have different types of rewards. So that's something to look forward to right off the bat. Like I said, we're going to be holding off on the hotel grand openings in the metaverse. So a lot of this utility is going to be the real life side of hotel amenities. So we'll be giving gym memberships away to guests as well. If we don't mint out the residents, spa giveaways, weekend trips. We have a few partnerships that we're still looking to sign and get ready for big giveaways. So that's what's coming up next is the end of August. Get ready for staking. Get ready for giveaways. Get ready for the future of Metaverse hospitality.
Beautiful. So people can still mint right now. What is the fees for this? What is like I said, how do I get a residency right now? I want to buy a residency. How do I get one?
So you have to mint it and you get lucky. Go on our website. It's 0.077 for both the guest and the resident, and completely random. So you could pull a resident next mint. It could be 50 mints from now that until the resident. It is very, very rare. It's like a little less than 1%, I believe, of residents to guests. But that's how you do it. You got to mint from our website right now until we sell out that mint and it's available on secondary. The one resident we have, a buddy has gotten through the mint. He's not for sale, so you have to mint it right now. Once more start getting out there, you'll see more in the secondary through OpenSea. You can buy the guest NFT at OpenSea for a little bit of discount. It's under 0.077, but you don't have the opportunity to get a resident at that point.
Okay, Tommy, tell me from your perspective where you see NFT and crypto throughout this summer, kind of going into winter. Are things going to pick up a little again, or are we going to kind of have to wait on it? Or should we just invest all our shit right now and, in 3 years we'll be happy people?
It's so tough to say. I don't want to be that financial advice guy right now with how up and down it's been. ETH hit it was either almost 1,700 yesterday or something like that, when everybody thought it was going to go to 500 by the end of the week. So who the fuck knows what's going on? It's so tough to say. Where I'm headed is I have my projects I trust in. Yuga Labs, first off, I'm hype about the other side. They had their first trip a couple weeks ago, like I said, and are going to be doing these test runs with the community to build out their metaverse together. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a big part of Metaverse hospitality. We're going to be trying to build as many hotels as possible. If we can't build out hotels right away, we're still going to be building with our lands. That there's another way to make revenue by, building out resources. They haven't really released everything that's going to be going down within the other side, but there's going to be so many opportunities. And I think it's going to be similar to how Axie Infinity just had that crazy evolution kind of right before NFTs did. So I see that being the next stage.
What was that? Is that Apex Legends? What was that?
Axie Infinity. It was that play to earn game that actually got hacked a few months ago. But people were doing farms in different countries that took over their Axies, and they could pretty much pay people to earn them crypto and still make a profit. So we see that happening within the other side, to where there's going to be different aspects of it. There's going to be builders, there's going to be players, there's going to be lots of different ways. Obviously you have to own land to own these resources and be a builder and whatnot. But at the same time, there's going to be different opportunities to earn that recurring revenue.
It's the dog days of summer. When there's blood on the streets, you got to buy. So, Tommy, It's been a hell of a series. I don't think we're going to be done just yet. We'll definitely keep updated and whatnot, but I think it's good that we had at the start of this whole movement, NFT, Web3, we had this whole series that kind of shared your journey and everything that happened. And I hope it motivated some people, helped some people learn from it. But overall, it was a hell of a time. And I think it's just gotten started for Metaverse Hospitality and Mr. T-Far.
No, exactly. I appreciate the ride. It has been fun seeing everything play out from the beginning, and I mean, we'll do updates down the road. This was just like a building from the beginning to launch type series, but we're going to update as we go. We're going to have lots to offer throughout the next year, throughout the next 5 years, and so is this Web3 space as a whole.
Amazing. You guys know where to go. You got Metaverse Hospitality on Twitter, the Instagram, all our past episodes. Make sure you mint. Go on the website. That's the problem though. It's hard. Lots of people message on Bold Perception like, "Oh, I want a free NFT. That'd be super cool. How do I do it?" And I'm like, "Oh shit. I mean, I don't have enough time to explain all the stuff that you explained to me. It took you like 30 minutes, an hour, a couple different Zooms to help me understand." And that was like a big hurdle for everyone to go get their free NFT, So learn more, people. You got to do your research, but invest in Mr. T-Far, invest in Metaverse Hospitality. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to trust my instincts, and I think it's just started for you and your company, Tommy.
I appreciate it, Nick. And yeah, we're going to keep going. MetaverseHospitality.io if you want to mint. Down the line, we are going to get credit card processing aligned with that. But at the moment, you do need a crypto wallet, MetaMask, to connect, and then ETH in that wallet to mint.
Awesome. Well, take care, Tommy, and everyone else. Live bold. Ciao.
Thanks, Nick.